And today I'm going to show you how and why maintaining a healthy, thriving gut throughout life is so critical for protecting the functions of the spinal cord and also the brain. And to really re-emphasize once again that gut maintenance should be a daily task for all of us, and it starts with what you choose to put into your body every day. And I'm going to show you right now some of the effects that daily gut maintenance, or lack thereof, has on parts of the body that you may not always think about. Pathways along the communication system between the gut and the brain, what we know as the gut-brain axis, are comprised of a series of barriers, like the famous blood-brain barrier, but also the gut-vascular barrier, and, of particular interest today, the blood-cerebrospinal fluid barrier. Cerebrospinal fluid is secreted by a special brain tissue called the choroid plexus, and the primary functions of cerebrospinal fluid are to cushion the brain and spinal cord during an injury while removing metabolic waste and also transporting nutrients and neurotransmitters. The cerebrospinal fluid barrier is more similar to the intestinal barrier than the blood-brain barrier because both the intestinal barrier and the cerebrospinal fluid barrier are comprised of epithelial cells, unlike the endothelial cells that distinguish the blood-brain barrier. But the blood-cerebrospinal fluid barrier is itself critical for maintaining brain homeostasis and protecting the central nervous system. And the integrity of this critical barrier is influenced directly by the gut's production of microbial metabolites like the critical short-chain fatty acids butyrate, acetate, and propionate. The consistent consumption of a fiber-rich diet increases the content of short-chain fatty acids from bacterial fermentation in the colon. These critical metabolites, also known as postbiotics, protect against blood-brain barrier disruptions, but they also support the functions of the blood-cerebrospinal fluid barrier, and as just one example, a disruption of the blood-cerebrospinal fluid barrier's ordinarily tight junctions is definitely a component in neurodegenerative conditions like Alzheimer's and Huntington's disease. Antibiotics are well known for inducing systemic gut disruption. But gut disturbances can also arise from inadequate fiber consumption and toxin accumulation. And both of these situations are the usual consequences of eating a hyperinflammatory diet of primarily processed and refined carbohydrates and oxidized fats. All of these can impair intestinal epithelial cells and gut barrier integrity. During gut dysbiosis, which certainly includes increased permeability of the protective mucosal barrier, the proliferation of inflammatory molecules, microbes, and toxins into the blood circulation can definitely contribute to neuroinflammation and also impair the function and effectiveness of the blood-cerebrospinal fluid barrier, posing a definite threat to both the spinal cord and the brain. Gut health, gut maintenance, and gut optimization should really be a conscious daily task for all of us, and reducing digestive distress through either easing the physiological process of digestion by taking a digestive enzyme when you eat and/or deliberately avoiding the hyperinflammatory garbage that unfortunately pervades our modern food supply is an easy way to begin in the short term. I hope this shows you yet another interconnection between the central nervous system and the intestinal microbiome, while also giving you more reasons than ever to always go with your gut. Thanks for watching. I'm Jason Carter, and I'll see you next time on ENZYMENTAL. Stay healthy.